you guys. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. That said, so I was watching this documentary on Netflix called Love Con Revenge, and basically, it's about two women investigating, not investigating, but helping other women that's been through fraudulent romance fraudulence. Basically, that they been on dates with a few. How can I say this? They've been on dates and they thought that the guy that they were dating that they were the one, but instead they scammed them out of their life earned savings, if I could say, and everything. So these two women are helping different women in different states, like in Orlando, Florida, Rhode Island, and basically helping these women find these men, bring them to justice, and put them in jail. And I have to say, by watching this documentary, and it's eight episodes, I don't know if I feel sorry for these women or call them pathetic because I just don't understand how you can date someone for a month or 6 months and you can just hand them your whole life savings. I just don't understand that. And I get it if you've been through a divorce and you've been single for a long period of time and you're an empty nester and you're looking for love, and that is fine. But don't let love cloud your judgment. Don't let love fool you because if a man is asking you for money within a month of dating or 6 months, that's a fucking red flag. Excuse my French. That is. And you should run for the hills. And why on earth why you would give them money? Why? For me, I pretend I'm broke. I pretend I don't have anything. And if the guy asks me for money in the first month of dating or 6 months of dating, I'm running for the hills. I'm like, this guy is not for me. Obviously, he's just trying to scam me or use me for money. And I get it. Love is a very powerful thing. It is, especially when a man is whining and dining you, treating you like a queen, doing things that you haven't felt in a very long time, and you get butterflies. I get all that. But sometimes we have to have common sense. We have to see the red flags that is faced in front of us and not avoid the red flags because we're in love or this guy is very special or we think that the guy is the one. If the guy is asking you money, then he is not the one and you should run for the hills. And I like the fact these two women are helping other women out there to seek justice because the law enforcement, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to tell you to file a civil suit. You know what I mean? Because most of the police officers, they don't know what to do when it comes to romance fraud or when they're being fraudulent by stealing their money. Some some law enforcement, they don't have the resources to help these women. It's not like they don't want to, but they don't have it unless you have actual proof and a lot of evidence to back up your claim that they can arrest these men. And my thing is like I don't know, like I just don't understand some of these women that can just give $250,000. One woman she's in debt for 2 million. The other one like she gave a guy $12,000, $30,000, started a business, signed a loan. And the funny, not the funny thing, the crazy thing is, you guys, this woman got loans after loans after loans. It was all in her name, and she was married to the dude. That's how smart this dude was. He said to get these loans, and she volunteered herself to get this loan because she wanted to help her husband start a medical business, rightfully so. You know, when you start a business with your husband, you want to make sure you thinking in your mind, both of you think you're going to get a good profit out of it. You're going to get money, some type of money return when you invest in a business. She kept getting loans after loans after loans, and nothing happened. The business sank. She lost a lot of money. And when and I'm just paraphrasing everything here, and then when she told her husband that she's not going to apply for any loans anymore, he dipped. He left. So she filed for divorce. But at the end of the day, he left. But everything's in her name, you guys. She is stuck with $2 million debt. Okay, this man was smart, calculated. He knew exactly what he was doing. Everything that he told her that she did because she was the wife and she wanted to make her husband happy and she thought that this business would be successful. But my thing is, everything was in her name. So he knew if shit hit the fan, no one's not going to come after him. They're going to come after her because everything is in her name. I'm sorry. If I'm going to start a business with my husband, both names are going to be on it, mine and his. So then when shit do hit the fan or it doesn't work out, we both in debt, not just me. I learned that the hard way when I was in a relationship and my name was on the lease and my ex, he left. So he had no responsibility and I couldn't go after him for the rent money because I was stupid enough to put my name on the lease. And at the end of the day, if I decided to leave and break the lease, they're coming after me because my name is on it, not him. And I learned a valuable lesson. Anytime I will be in a relationship or married, it's going to be on both of our names because I'm not going to be stuck with anything and then this person can live off in his coattails and then live his best life. I don't think so. And that's a red flag. So if any guy asks you to sign something in his name, run for the hills and say no. Or tell him, well, I need you to sign your name too. And if he refuses, then that tells you something. That tells you that he's up to something and he's trying to scam you and trying to leave you out there in the dust so that he can just go out in the wind and just live his best life. So that's another red flag. If a man asks you for money, that's another red flag. Say no. Yes, I'm telling you, say no. And I don't care if he wine and dine you. I don't care if he treated you like a queen and did all these nice things. Say no. And if you do say no, let's see if he decides to stay. If he stays, then you know he's the one. But then don't fall for it though. Wait, because then next, you know, he's going to ask you in a couple of days. You know, can you lend me $500? Can you lend me $1,000? And no, and knowing some of these women because they happen to these women over there, she lend them the money, but that's how their tactic is. You lend them 500 or $1,000, they pay you back. Then when you say to them, I say, oh, I gave him $5,000, excuse me, $1,000 or $500. He paid me back, so he's trustworthy. That's how they get you. They want you to trust them because they know that if they pay you back, they can ask for more, and then you will give them more because in your mind you're saying, well, I lent him $1,000 and he paid me back within 2 weeks, so why not give him like $250,000? You get what I'm saying? That's how they get you. They try every tactic to win and to build your trust. Tell you some sob stories, what happened to them, which is not even true. That's why you gotta fact check everything because you can't take men's word face value, you guys. You cannot because they tend to lie. People lie, unfortunately. We're living in a world people only care about themselves and try to scam as much as people as they can. And sometimes we have to tell the difference if it's fact or fiction. It's plain and simple. Fact or fiction. And then the stories that we tell, we got to double check and make sure it's true. We can't just take the word face value, like I said. And for me, I'd be damned if I give a man money. Every guy that I dated, I never had to give a guy a damn penny. Okay, we go on dates, we see how it works, and that's it. And for me, if a man asks me for money within a month or 6 months of dating, I'm running for the hills because I have no business giving you money. That's why you have a job. That's why you have a paycheck to pay your own thing. Okay? No, 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 no. So what I'm telling you, ladies out there, don't fall for the bullshit. Okay? Don't fall for the sad sob story if they're telling you. And if they do tell you all that crap, check. Do a background check on them. There's no crime in doing that. Do a background check. Make sure they're legit. You know, it's easy to falsify records. It's easy to go on the internet and pretend that you're a doctor or you're a lawyer. It's easy to do that. People do that all the time. I seen someone had like a COVID card. You know what I mean? And they got it online. It's easy to do that shit. You Google it and you can do it. It's easy. But does it make it true? No. Unless you fact check everything. Like I said, people lie. That's why it's so scary. That's why I don't understand these women who can just be so vulnerable and then just not trust their gut instinct and then just give these random men, not random, but men that they've been dating money. I don't understand that. I'm like, where's the lack of common sense? Like sometimes, you know, when we have us women, we always go with our instincts. We always go with our gut instincts, and sometimes we tend to ignore them because love gets in the way. Love clouds our best judgment. But sometimes our gut instinct is spot on. It's always right. So trust that. Don't doubt yourself. And if you tell them no, you're not going to give them the money and they walk away, let them walk away. There's other men out there that will not use you and abuse your trust and take advantage and take your whole life saving that you worked so hard for, and you end up being in debt. And then this person is living their best life, doing it to the next person, to the next person, the next person. It's not right. It's unjust. And this is what this documentary is about, with these two women helping other women out there to stop them and to seek justice. Rightfully so. But my thing is, why go through all that when you could prevent all this by noticing the red flags, seeing the red flags, notice things that are just a little bit off, and not brush it underneath the rug thinking that, oh, just all in my head. He's just so sweet and loving, kind. I never felt this way before. Please, let's not think about our hearts. Let's think about our brains. Let's do both, actually. Okay, let's be smart and wiser and not just believe anything that a man tell us, because men tend to lie. It's like women tend to lie too. Okay, we have to be smarter and use our better judgment when it comes to stuff like this, because this is a real thing. People are being fraudulent by romance fraud. Okay, this is happening all over, all over. You hear it in the news, you watch it on a documentary, you hear it everywhere. It is happening to these women, and you would think after watching documentaries and watching the news that it's happening to different random women, people will stop. Women will stop actually giving men money. You actually just giving them what they want, and then they just say, and then they're just laughing and saying how pathetic and stupid we are, because they know all the right tricks to say and to do, and then it tends to win over us. But sometimes we have to be one step ahead and not fall for it. Now, I'm not saying to be paranoid and not trust any men. I'm not saying that. Okay, I don't want anyone to be paranoid and not trust anyone. But what I'm saying is be smart about it. Okay, if a guy asks you for money, if a guy asks you to invest in something, and you guys are not married, that's a red flag. And if you are married and your husband or wife is telling you to put it in his or your name, that's a red flag too. It should be both names. Especially if you're married and it's a partnership, it should not be only one person. It should be both parties. And to me, I will question that. If my husband told me that he wanted to start a business and I invested in it, his name is going to be on it because it's part of his business too. Now, if he told me, Cheryl, I don't want my name to be on it, just yours, I'm like, then I'm not doing it. I'm not investing in it, because that doesn't seem right to me. You know what I mean? I would have said no. And that's what I'm saying to you. Obviously, do your research, be smart about it. I'm not saying that don't find love, because everyone deserves love and happiness in their life. But what I'm saying is be smart about it. Just don't give someone your hard-earned money that you worked hard for decades, and all of it to go away because you're letting love cloud your judgment. Okay, do research, background check on these men that you're dating. Okay, and if it's a red, if they ask you for money or all that stuff, walk away. Tell them no. And if they're not really for, if they don't stay, if they don't stick around, then they're really not for you. Then you have to ask yourself: is this person was for me, or this person was just using me for money? You really have to ask yourself that. And if they don't come back, then you got your answer. Then you know that that person was not for you in the first place. So I'm just saying, just be careful, be smart. Don't pray. I'm not pray, but don't fall for their scam. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't fall for their scams and the sob stories that they tell you. And if they do tell you stories, again, fact check it. Make sure what they're telling you is true. There's no crime of that. And if they say, well, you don't trust me, you did it. Please. It's not about trust. I just want to be cautious, okay? So you're not going to gaslight me and try to manipulate me and try to mess up with my head and make me doubt myself. No. Always go with your gut instinct. Don't let anyone, any man, doubt you. Go with your gut. And if they try that, bye-bye, bye. Let them leave. At least you have your money. At least you have peace of mind. At least you don't have that guilt that you were stupid enough and foolish enough to give someone all your money and then they just left. They ghosted you, not picking up your calls, your texts, or anything. And after that, they break up with you. Then they try to come back. And then we're suckers. We take them back. And then they ask you for more money and more money. That's their tactic. You got to learn the tactics, what they're doing, okay? If they just romance you left and right, and stuff like that, that's a red flag. Especially after they're doing all that, and then you give them money, because that's what they do. They romance you first to build your trust and your love. Then they ask you for money. Then once you give it to them, they pay you back. Then they know they got you. They're gonna ask you for more. That's one red flag. Two, when they tell you this sob story about their life and it's not true, make you feel guilt, make you feel sorry for them, actually to move in, actually start a business, that's a red flag. Okay? Red flag. Run for the hills. Okay? And what else? I'm just trying to remember all this. What else did I say about like fraudulence and stuff like that? That's all I could think of. But I know there's more. But all I'm saying, just be careful. Be careful. Be smart. And just do your research. Make sure the person that you're speaking to, the person that you're dating, is that person. You know, people tend to be someone that they're not. They pretend to be doctors. They pretend to be a wellness coach, a yoga instructor. Excuse me. And they They pretend to be other people when they're not, and that's super important. Just to make sure that what they're telling you is true. Because when you go on dating websites, they can make up any shit. They can make up anything they want, and we shouldn't be believing everything that they say. We should also check to make sure that they legit. You know what I mean? Just like if you're getting surgery, just like if you're going to, get a new car or a new house, you got to make sure the foundation is good before you purchase the house. You got to make sure that the structure and everything is good before you get it. You got to test it out. You know what I mean? And it's same thing just like dating. Okay, you got to test the person out, make sure they're legit, make sure they're not crazy, make sure they have their own job, make sure they have their shit together. Because when a man asks a woman money, that's a red flag. That's a red flag, and that's a no-no. And when I'm telling you, women out there, do not give it to them. Don't. Please. For the life of God, don't. Because you're going to be in one of those documentaries and telling your story that how much you were in love and how much you were trustworthy, and then you gave this person your whole life savings, and now you want to try to come after them and put them in jail. When you could have prevented all this by noticing the red flags. If you notice the red flags, then you wouldn't be in this predicament right now. Now, what I'm saying is a little bit harsh, but it's true. So I do feel sorry for them, but I don't, because they notice the red flags and they avoid them because love clouds their judgment. Okay, you have to be smarter, women. Okay, we cannot fall and believe anything that men say anymore, because some, not all, some do lie. And there are real scammers out there that's scamming the victims, scamming these women. I wouldn't call them victims. Let me scratch that. They're not victims. They're scamming them. And then we just have to be smart. So I'm just telling you, women out there, please, just be smart. Do your research. Do your background check on the men that you're dating. And I know it's too good to be true. You met Prince Charming. And that's okay to fall in love. But just don't have your guard down. Always have your guard a little bit up and just be aware. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying to these women not to fall in love and not to be happy. I want everyone to be happy and fall in love again and have peace in their heart and have peace and love. But just be smart about it and not be naive. Just like you would tell your daughters and your nieces, say it to yourself as well. Let us not be naive when it comes to men. Let's just have a little bit of our guard up and just be observant. Just pay attention to everything. Like I said before I go, if a man asks you for money, run for the hills. Do not invest. Okay, especially if you're not married. If you're not married, you have no business giving a man money. Period. At all. It should be the other way around. But just joking. But you get what I'm saying. You should not be giving a man money. You're not married, Okay, that's a different story. If you're married and it's a partnership, it's husband and wife, that's different. And if you are married and your husband wants or wife wants to invest, make sure both parties' names on the document, not one or the other, because you just never know. You just never know that one of your significant other will run for the hills, and then you'd be stuck with all the bills and debt, and you don't want that. I rather my husband both. I rather my husband and I be in debt instead of me. No, that's not happening. So just be careful, you guys, and just do your research and just make sure that the person that you're dating is really dating for you and want love for you and not your wallet. So that's all I have to say about that topic. But just let me know what you think, and definitely check out Love Con Revenge on Netflix. It is super interesting. It's just crazy hearing different women's story, how they've been conned. And these two women are badass. They're badass and just seeking revenge and helping other women out um, of their situation that they're in. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and I appreciate and love you all. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.